What if I told you that right there on your kitchen counter, within arm's reach at this very moment, sits a substance you sprinkle, pour, and shake onto your food every single day, fully convinced it is harmless? It is something that, grain by grain and meal after meal, silently strangling the two hardest working organs in your entire body. I am Dr. Leon Hayes, a nephrologist. For years I have sat across from patients, mostly older adults, who walked into my clinic far too late, only after this hidden destroyer had already done damage that can never be undone. Today I am going to break the medical silence. I will not bury you in complicated jargon that nobody understands. I will speak to you plainly, as if you were sitting right here in front of me in my office. We are going to expose the silent destroyer quietly poisoning your kidneys without you ever feeling a thing. And here is the part that should make you pause. There is a very high chance you have already swallowed it this morning, hidden inside something you never even suspected. To understand the danger, you first have to appreciate the silent hero living inside you. Imagine you owned the most advanced water purification system on Earth, running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without ever stopping to rest. Those are your kidneys. They filter your entire blood supply dozens of times every single day, carefully removing toxins, metabolic waste, and the excess fluid your body no longer needs. But their job goes far beyond simple filtering. Your kidneys are the master regulators of your blood pressure. They send the signals that produce red blood cells to keep anemia away, and they maintain the delicate mineral balance that keeps your bones strong and your heart beating in rhythm. They are the quiet foundation that the rest of your health is built upon. But here is the cruel truth. The kidneys are also champions of silence. Unlike your heart, which pounds when it is stressed, or your joints, which ache when they are inflamed, your kidneys have almost no pain receptors. Chronic kidney disease, what we call CKD, is a professional thief. It moves in slowly, quietly over years, stealing your strength and vitality without making a single sound. By the time the obvious warning signs finally show up, the swelling in your ankles, the deep exhaustion that no amount of sleep can fix, the stubborn muscle cramps that wake you at night, the damage is often severe, and tragically, sometimes beyond repair. I have watched too many good people face the terrifying reality of dialysis simply because nobody ever warned them about the everyday substance sabotaging their health from inside their own kitchen. Today, I am here to change that story for you. Before we name this destroyer, you have to understand why, as the years pass, our bodies become so much more vulnerable to it. Age changes the rules of the game. Just as we naturally lose a little of our eyesight or notice more gray in the mirror, our kidneys also go through an unavoidable aging process. Their core filtering power, what we in medicine call the glomerular filtration rate, or GFR, declines slightly with every passing decade. This is natural, but it means the margin for error gets smaller and smaller as we grow older. Think of your kidneys like the engine of a high-performance car that has already traveled hundreds of thousands of miles. It still runs. It can still carry you where you need to go, but it no longer has the raw power and resilience it had when it was brand new. Now imagine that instead of giving that veteran engine premium fuel and gentle care, we pour in cheap, corrosive fuel and force it to climb steep mountains every single day. What do you think happens? Eventually, that engine breaks down long before it should have. That is exactly what so many of us are doing to our kidneys without realizing it. For 50, 60, even 70 years, we have exposed them to small stresses that seemed harmless in our youth, but quietly left behind tiny microscopic scars. Over time, those scars pile up, and it is this slow accumulation that can ultimately lead to kidney failure. There is one more thing you must understand. With age, it becomes far easier for high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes to take hold. I want to be absolutely clear about this. Two conditions are the leading drivers of chronic kidney disease across the entire world. They act like two heavy hammers, striking the delicate filtering structures of your kidneys over and over again. So anything that raises your blood pressure or worsens your blood sugar is, in plain terms, a direct and violent attack on your kidneys. Today, we are going to give that attacker a name and a face. Now, before we reach the number one destroyer, I want to start with 3 habits and substances that pave the road for it, beginning with number 4. And this one may surprise you, because it is not something you eat or drink at all. It is something you fail to do. I am talking about a sedentary lifestyle, the modern epidemic of sitting still for hours on end, whether you are watching television, reading, or scrolling through a screen. You might ask, Dr. Hayes, what on earth does sitting in my favorite chair have to do with my kidney filters? From a nephrologist's point of view, the answer is everything. Your kidneys depend entirely on a strong, steady, healthy flow of oxygen-rich blood to do their work. Picture a powerful, rushing river. When the water moves with speed and force, it carries away debris, prevents silt from settling, and stays clear and clean. Now picture a stagnant puddle. With no movement, mud settles, bacteria multiply, and the water turns foul and toxic. Your circulatory system is that river, and your kidneys are the treatment plants sitting on its banks. When you move, when you walk, when you use your muscles, your heart pumps harder and sends a healthy surge of blood through the millions of tiny filters in your kidneys. But when you sit for most of the day, everything slows down. Your blood flow turns sluggish, just like that stagnant puddle. And this becomes the perfect doorway for your kidney's worst enemies: obesity, high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes. When your muscles sit idle, they stop using blood sugar efficiently, leading to insulin resistance, where sugar lingers in your blood like tiny shards of glass, scratching the lining of your arteries. The solution is not to become an athlete overnight. For my older patients, it is far simpler. Movement as medicine. Set an alarm for every 60 minutes. When it rings, stand up, walk to the kitchen for a glass of water, stretch toward the ceiling, or pace the hallway for 2 minutes. Then build a daily walk, starting with just 10 minutes. Consistency matters far more than intensity. And if walking is hard on your joints, seated exercises, rotating your ankles, lifting your knees, circling your arms work beautifully too. Any movement is better than no movement. Now we arrive at the third destroyer, and this one hides in plain sight, tucked inside the medicine cabinet of nearly every home. It is the pill you swallow without a second thought for a nagging headache, a stiff back, or the chronic ache of arthritis. I am talking about non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, known in medicine as NSAIDs. Names like ibuprofen, naproxen, and diclofenac are as familiar to us as our own neighbors. And because they are sold over the counter, millions believe they must be perfectly safe. As a nephrologist, I can tell you this is one of the most dangerous misunderstandings in modern medicine, especially for the veteran kidneys of an older adult. Inside your body are protective substances called prostaglandins. Think of them as the loyal gatekeepers of your kidneys, keeping the small arteries feeding your kidneys open and relaxed so blood keeps flowing in. But NSAIDs block the very enzymes that produce these gatekeepers. The drug cannot tell the difference between the pain in your knee and the protection in your kidneys, so it shuts the gatekeepers down everywhere. The arteries in your kidneys begin to tighten and close. It is exactly like stepping firmly on a garden hose while trying to water a delicate plant. The flow is suddenly strangled, and your kidney tissue begins to thirst for oxygen. A single pill once or twice a year your kidneys can recover from. But daily use, month after month, is like stepping on that hose over and over, until the filters suffer tiny strokes, develop scarring, and stop working altogether. And it happens in total silence. You feel relief in your joints, but you never feel the suffocation in your kidneys until their function has already dropped by 60 or 70%. So never self-medicate with these pills long term. If pain lasts more than a few days, talk to a healthcare professional to find the root cause, rather than just silencing the alarm. Be honest with your doctor about everything you take, including cold and sleep remedies that often contain hidden NSAIDs. Ask whether acetaminophen, taken at the correct dose, may be safer for you. And explore physical therapy, gentle stretching, and heat or cold therapy to ease pain without strangling your kidneys. Now we reach destroyer number 2, and this one is the leading cause of so much suffering I see in my clinic. I am talking about sugar and its inseparable accomplice, refined white flour. In my professional experience, this duo is the single biggest reason diabetes has become the #1 cause of kidney failure across the globe. Sugar does not launch one simple attack. It strikes from many directions at once. When you flood your body with sugar, your cells eventually grow deaf to insulin, and sugar circulates freely in your blood. Once blood sugar stays high, the damage turns structural. Sugar literally begins to caramelize the microscopic filters of your kidneys, a process we call diabetic nephropathy. Imagine dipping a fine, delicate strainer into hot, sticky syrup that then cools and hardens. The mesh turns rigid, the holes clog, and the strainer stops working. That is not just a metaphor. High glucose physically scars your filters, letting vital protein leak into your urine while trapping toxins inside you. And refined flour is just as guilty. Once white bread or a pastry hits your stomach, your body breaks it down into glucose almost instantly, because the protective fiber has been stripped away. A slice of white bread can hit your kidneys nearly as hard as a candy bar. This duo also drives visceral fat and fatty liver disease, both of which flood your bloodstream with inflammatory chemicals that strike the fragile vessels in your kidneys. The solution is to shift away from sugary drinks, sweets, and refined flour toward whole foods with their fiber intact: vegetables, beans, whole grains, berries, and nuts. Read ingredient lists and watch for sugar's many disguises, anything ending in O's, and high fructose corn syrup near the top. Swap one sugary drink a day for water and let your body begin to heal. And now, we have finally reached the #1 destroyer, the undisputed champion of silent kidney destruction. The one sitting right there in your kitchen that you almost certainly used this morning. I am talking about salt, or to be medically precise, sodium. Many of my patients tell me with total confidence, "But Dr. Hayes, I hardly ever touch the salt shaker." And this is the great deception I face every single day. The real danger to your kidneys is not the pinch of salt you add to your eggs. It is the enormous hidden mountain of sodium buried inside processed foods. More than 75% of the sodium we consume does not come from the shaker on the table. It is hidden in your bread, your deli meats, your cheeses, your canned soups, your salad dressings, your sauces, and nearly every frozen meal. The food industry uses sodium as an invisible weapon to extend shelf life and mask cheap ingredients. This is why salt earns the top spot. It is not the obvious villain. It is the one you trust completely while it does the most damage. Here is why it is so devastating. Your body needs only a tiny specific amount of sodium to function. When you flood it with far more, the delicate balance shatters. To dilute all that excess sodium, your body is forced to hold on to water. This is why you feel so thirsty after a salty meal. It is your body crying out for water to balance the salt, but that extra fluid has nowhere to go. It stays in your bloodstream, swelling the total volume of blood pushing through your arteries, and that is the direct mechanism that sends your blood pressure climbing. In nephrology, we picture the filters in your kidneys, the nephrons, as a web of incredibly tiny, fragile vessels. Now imagine a beautiful, delicate piece of silk, and you are trying to clean it, but you decide to blast it with a high-pressure firefighter's hose at full force. You would not be cleaning the silk, you would be shredding its fibers. That is exactly what high blood pressure does to your kidneys every minute of every day. The relentless pressure tears the delicate filtering membranes, scarring them, until eventually they fail completely. It is a vicious, silent cycle. The salt raises the pressure, and the pressure destroys the filters, on and on, until there is nothing left to save. So the solution is to become a label detective. This is not about eating bland, joyless food. It is about eating with intelligence. Your most powerful tool sits on the back of every package, the nutrition label. Ignore the flashy marketing on the front and search for one word: sodium. As a general guide, the recommendation for a healthy adult is to stay below 2,300 milligrams per day. But if you already have high blood pressure, or you are over 65, your target should be closer to 1,500 milligrams. A professional tip: if a single serving holds more than 140 milligrams of sodium, that food is considered high in sodium. Reclaim your kitchen by cooking more at home, where you control every ingredient and rediscover real flavor. Nature gave us an entire arsenal: garlic, onion, cracked black pepper, oregano, rosemary, turmeric, cumin, a squeeze of fresh lemon, a splash of good vinegar. And here is a secret: if you must use canned vegetables, rinse them under cold running water for at least 60 seconds. That simple act can wash away up to 40% of the added sodium. Within just a few weeks of cutting back, your taste buds will reset, and you will begin to taste the subtle, delicious flavors of real food that the salt had been drowning out for years. Now that we have unmasked all four destroyers, you may be wondering, Dr. Hayes, how do I survive in a world where these enemies are hiding everywhere? The answer is to fully become that label detective. Remember one golden rule: the front of the package is marketing, designed to sell you something. The back of the package, the nutrition facts, is where the truth lives. Look past flashy words like all natural or heart healthy, and follow three simple tactics. First, the sodium scan. Anything over 140 milligrams per serving is high. Second, the sugar alias search. Hunt for words ending in "ose" and avoid high fructose corn syrup. Third, the 5-ingredient rule. Generally, the shorter the ingredient list, the safer the food. If you cannot pronounce half the list, it is likely a stagnant puddle of processed nutrition that will only stress your kidneys. The ultimate goal is to one day stop needing labels at all. Why? Because real food, fresh spinach, vibrant berries, farm-fresh eggs, raw walnuts, never comes with a long list of additives. When you fill your plate with foods that came from the earth instead of a factory, the risk of silently poisoning your kidneys drops to almost nothing. I understand if all of this feels heavy or overwhelming right now. Learning about the silent dangers hiding in our daily habits can be frightening, especially when they involve things we have done for decades. But I want to leave you with something truly hopeful. The human body is remarkably resilient. It is never too late to begin a new chapter. Your kidneys, those silent heroes, do not ask for perfection. They simply ask for a better chance to do their job. I have watched people in their 70s and 80s make one small change: swapping a sugary drink for water, taking a 10-minute walk, putting down the salt shaker, and the results on their energy and vitality were nothing short of remarkable. You do not have to transform your whole life overnight. This was never about fear, it is about freedom. The freedom to live your golden years with energy, dignity, and independence, free from the chains of chronic illness. You have earned these years, and you have the power to protect them. Every conscious choice you make, starting today, is a powerful vote for your future strength. Your kidneys work tirelessly for you every second of every day, performing a quiet biological miracle to keep you balanced and alive. Now it is time to return the favor. If this helped you or someone you love, please share this video with your family and friends. Knowledge is the best protection there is. Leave a comment below with the word hero to let me know you are starting your journey toward better kidney health today. And do not forget to like and subscribe for more honest, practical health insights to help you live a long, vibrant, independent life. I am Dr. Leon Hayes. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next video.